Hi and welcome back to the best thing you watched this week. We've got another special because I'm currently away in Italy, Venice. So we're doing the best movies, top 5 and series that we've seen so far of 2022. It feels weird saying that. Chris from Movies and Munchies, Ruben from the Ruby Tuesday, thank you so much for watching wherever you're joining us, whether this is on the podcast or whether this is on the video cast. It's going to be an interesting week. I'm very interested to see what Chris has come up with because we haven't told each other what our lists are, but we have told each other how hard it was because actually, even with all the meh weeks that we go from week to week going, this week was meh, there was actually a decent amount of stuff that we still really enjoyed and thought were quality. So that's really good for media in general. But first, I think it's time for movie quotes.
I'm excited.
And because I'm in the future, we can't mention who won, but we will in subsequent weeks. So hold on to your horses. Let's do this.
Okay.
Wait. Tears. Tears. Okay. So you're telling me there's a chance?
Good one.
Okay, that is the first one. Second one. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
No, that one doesn't stand out to me. Okay. Good. I like being stumped. I love these.
Okay. I'm going to swear, so sorry.
You just sweared. You didn't. You're going to swear again. That's the. I'm going to swear again.
Did I swear? What did I say?
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
All right, that's not even really a swear word, but this is a swear word.
Okay, a proper swear word.
Proper swear word, yeah.
Okay. Wait, are we far? Okay, yeah, we're far enough into the video that YouTube won't instantly demonetize us.
The YouTube will be all right. Okay,
so, yes,
you can always beep me if you need to, Chris, in the edits. Okay. English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Oh, I should know that one. That sounds really familiar.
Yeah, it's an amazing movie. You've probably seen it a number of times.
I probably have. It's just mind blank. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, good.
One of the very rare times you'll hear Ruben swear. Congratulations.
Well, let us know in the comments what are the answers to these. We will give you the shout out when we return to our regularly scheduled broadcast. Ruben will be all rested and have been sailing through the gondolas sailing on the gondolas through the canals of Venice. Yeah.
I would have come back with a tan or heat stroke. One of the two.
One of the two,
or
yeah.
Both.
Hopefully neither. Well, maybe a tan. I mean, the tan's not bad, but hopefully not heat stroke so that you can enjoy the beautiful city with your family. So,
indeed. Right. What's your question, Chris?
All right. So, okay. What do you think is the best Alfred Hitchcock movie of all time?
Oh my gosh. What a question. That's like asking someone that loves movies and has a film degree what's their favorite movie. Good Lord. I'll tell you what. By elimination.
Okay.
I think Psycho has been done to death, and you studied it in media, probably, if you did media studies or university. It's one of those that you've seen loads of times. So,
yeah,
still an amazing movie, but because it's studied and dissected, there are some films you can't watch too many times. So I'm going to take that one off the board.
Okay.
My goodness. 3 films that always come to mind that are his more popular ones, and I'll probably choose one of those 3. The Birds, because of the way it was filmed. Even today, it holds up as damn scary, but it takes a long time to get into it. He just builds story, and then he gets into it. And then you have Rear Window, which is some of the best storytelling you're likely to have. But the one I'm going to go for is Vertigo, because I don't have Vertigo. But after that film, the way it was filmed, seriously, dude, like I thought I did. Like when they open the door and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, for sure. I think probably Vertigo. I love Rear Window. It's an amazing movie, but
yeah, I do too. Rear Window is
tough.
spectacular, and and that's what always bums me out when we get these remakes of it. And we've had a couple in years past, and there's coming out with it was a book. My wife and I were talking about a book by Riley.
It was
Sager.
a series as well.
And there was that Netflix series, which was it was weird,
bonkers.
And then we had the movie, which was almost from the same name with Amy Adams.
Yeah.
Not Rear Window, but the woman in the window or something like that.
The woman in the window, the well over the house behind the gauntlet. Yeah,
exactly. For me, I go a little more obscure. Like I love Lifeboat. It is a very contained movie. So good. Strangers on a Train. I really love that one too.
Yeah.
My top though is Rope with Jimmy Stewart.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh my gosh.
I remember you mentioning this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it. So well executed, and I love that it takes place in one apartment, and that they would go scenes until the film ran out of the canister. So they would film like 10 or 11 minutes, and you had the production people moving walls so that they could continue to film the sequences. And I think, if I'm remembering correctly, at one point, one of the stagehands accidentally dropped a wall on their foot and crushed their foot and had to keep quiet because the scene was going and they were like in the middle of it. Yeah. So could you imagine? I mean, you've just broken your foot and you have to shut up and stand on it. So, but yeah, definitely, certainly one to check out. But I mean, he has so many great ones that, and I always love looking for where he's going to pop up, and if you've never seen Lifeboat, because it's out in the middle of the ocean on a lifeboat, it's not like you can just be wandering by, something like that. Very creatively done, his appearance in that. So there you go. All right. You ready to dive in?
Yeah, let's do this. So we're going into our top 5 movies and series. Which one do you want to do first? I think we should maybe conquer one and then go into the other. Do you want to do one each? It's going to get a bit confusing.
Yeah, that gets really confusing. Let's go. How about we do movies? You okay with doing movies first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This actually was an easier one for me than the series was. Series was a lot harder to compile. Not that this one was easy, but okay. You want to go? You want me to go?
Yeah, okay. I can start.
Cool.
So I'm going to rank them from 5 to 1, 1 being the best. And at number 5 is a new entry, Black Phone.
Okay.
I thought this was so good. I really enjoyed it. It was different. That's what I liked about it. It felt like a tried and tested horror genre done in a new way that made me go, I really enjoyed that. So Ethan Hawke was fantastic.
Creepy performance by Ethan Hawke, where we don't even see his face. That's good choice. Good choice. My number 5 is RRR.
I wondered.
Not one that I had expected, but I had so much fun with this, and I find myself constantly like talking to my kids about it, and just like replaying moments in my head of just different parts within the movie, and it stuck with me. Like I just had a great time with it, and there you go. And I love that it's on Netflix, so I can watch it again, but because it's non-English, it's not one that I can just have playing in the background. I need to sit down and dedicate the time to watch.
Sticking with the ones that affected you, my number 4 is Charlie 777. That film emotionally wrecked me. A man and his dog storyline, man's best friend, done in a very nice way. It takes its time. First hour, they don't like each other. Second hour, they are best friends. Third hour, you're going to just cry your heart out for a whole hour. But yeah, it was spectacularly done. I think in my review and when I talked about it, reminded me of The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, that sort of story progression, and so good.
Nice. That's outstanding. Now we get into the tough part for me, of the jockeying for position.
Yeah.
Because I love all of these movies, and I will watch them all multiple times. Some of them I have watched multiple times, and some I just have not had the opportunity to watch multiple times, but I will. Anyway, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is my number 4. I so blown away. The multiverse movie that we needed, that we deserved, and thankfully that we got. I will never look at fanny packs the same, nor will I look at supposed IRS awards the same either.
Nice.
But yeah, just the character progressions, the heart of the movie, the messages within, and seeing how different choices take us on different paths and what that means, and then being able to see how that affects. I think it was really powerful. Some great storytelling.
Nice. My number 3, this is how you do a sequel. Top Gun Maverick.
My number 3 too.
Oh, nice. I absolutely love this movie. Like, I watch it again right now, and love every second of it. Interesting. My wife didn't like it, enjoy it as much as me. So I think maybe there is I don't want to say guys, but guys do love Top Gun. It is a kind of a bromance story there, between the original cast, what he went through. Not that like women won't enjoy it as much as men, but I do wonder if that is a little bit part of it. Or maybe just nostalgia, maybe how you grew up, what was nostalgic for you. And that was definitely a nostalgic film. It has aged somewhat, Top Gun, but the sequel, oh my gosh, talk about bringing 2 generations together, making it fresh and new for the new generation, but also just making fans of the original love those characters again, with actually a really fun story.
Yeah. Well, and getting people back in the theater, like in droves. Brilliant. I mean, it
broke the billion. So
yeah, it did. It is, and it's still hard to get tickets for. I mean, it is selling out still, which I think that's outstanding. Yeah, we saw it again. So I've seen it twice in the theater, and I loved it the second time. I mean, knowing what's coming, and still find myself on the edge of my seat. Oh my gosh. Well, and the music too, the soundtrack and the score as well. Within all of that, I mean,
but when it comes in, just expertly crafted.
Yes. Yes. Oh, so good. Right on.
Good number 3.
Yes. All right. So what's your number 2?
So my number 2 is also a new addition. I think a few people saw this at Sundance, but my number 2 is Cha Cha Real Smooth. Recently saw it, and I fell in love with this movie. I fell in love with the characters. I don't think you enjoyed it as much as me.
No.
But yeah, I love the characters. Reminded me a little bit of the one that won last year, that sort of family dynamic.
Oh, Coda?
Coda, yeah. I don't think it's as good as Coda. I think Coda is a unique anomaly when it comes to that. But I could probably put this on again and enjoy it straight away, which is why it's up there for me.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I mean, it's not in my top 5, but it does. I agree. I loved some of the sentiments within there, and I really appreciated that the relationship between the dude and the autistic daughter was not exploited or taken in a weird direction. That it was just a pure friendship and care and concern, and that always worries me sometimes when you have a character like, what are they going to do with this and how are they going to spin it? And
you never know how they're going to, if they can do it right. Yeah.
So it was, I really appreciated that.
So what's your number 2?
My number 2, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
I didn't realize you loved it that much. Oh, great. Okay.
I had a blast with this movie. I really did. I mean, it was, we talked about it a couple of weeks before because you had gotten the Blu-ray 4K, and the relationship, the friendship that develops between Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal, and just that buddy type of action movie that begins, and Yeah, I had a blast with it. I laughed through it. Can't wait to see it again. Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Okay, so before my number one, just going to do my honorable mentions. Gotta have the Northmen in there, just for visual story alone. I'm not putting it as in my top 5 because I just don't think it's as accessible as films I like. Although it's probably the most accessible of the 3 that Edgar's has.
Yeah, I agree.
Funnily enough, like between The Lighthouse and Vitch, but visually, oh my gosh, probably some of the best visuals you'll ever see in a movie. But I know a lot of people came out and this and went, "What was that?"
Yeah, I think that was the marketing too, that they were deceived or came in thinking
they marketed a
movie.
Viking action movie and it wasn't that. Yeah,
not that at all. No.
Belle or Bella is a anime movie that came out this year, and I was thoroughly entertained by it, but mostly again for story building. So there was some action in it, but between the visuals and the music, this was a lot about. I was absolutely blown away by. Before I mention my last honorable mention, I wanted to mention Hustle, because I think people are just not talking about that film enough. I think it's an amazing sports drama movie that ticks all the right boxes and is up there with some of the best. I really do. I think it's
Adam
very
Sandler.
good. Yeah.
Dude kills it.
Dude does kill it. He always gets squashed by like the Academy for like the roles he deserves to be nodded for. So anyway, my last one, which I almost put in place of Black Phone, which I still kind of think about it, is Fresh. I think Fresh is fantastic. It just blew my mind. It went from, yeah, I'm this type of film to, no, I'm this type of film. And then I was like, oh, I love things that take me by surprise. And I should have known from the director of Raw. So, but yeah, those are all my honorable mentions. Do you want to do yours?
Yeah, and let me just say, Fresh is messed up. Loved it, but it is messed up. Okay, so I also have the Northmen in my honorable mentions. The Black Phone is in my honorable mentions.
Okay, cool.
And that was tough because I really had a blast with that one as well. And I know why it's on your list for all the same reasons. I mean, it's just very creatively done. My last one that I'll do is I'm all shook up. Elvis.
Nice.
Yeah. Now this, I mean, I
thought that might be your number one, actually. Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed it. I really did. But it, when I think about rewatchability, I'm not sure how often I want to go back to it.
Yeah.
You know, like
I can understand that.
So it was a lot. It was visually kind of exhausting by the end of it. I loved it, came out of it really enjoying it. And the more I thought about it, I liked it even more. It's just not one of those, that I rush back into. So
okay, cool. I guess I'll do my number one. You've actually already mentioned it, but I didn't want to say. My number one is Everything Everywhere All at Once. I just this film, you told me about it, and you even like with your review, you kind of got me ready, and I knew what was coming, but I didn't know what was coming. And it makes me even more disappointed with the Multiverse of Madness. Like to think that those two exist in the same year. This was the far better multiverse storyline. A friend of my son's, one of his good friends, recently watched it. He said, "You told me to watch it, and I thought it was going to be, this multiverse story. You didn't tell me it was going to make me cry," and that, and that was the effect. I was like, "Yeah, then that's why it's my number one."
Can't go wrong. It's so good. Yeah. My number one was actually very easy for me.
Okay,
cool. It was the 2, 3, and 4. Those are the ones that were kind of fighting it out. But number one is Brian and Charles.
Yeah,
just came out in the UK for you guys. I
really need to see this film.
I love this movie so much, and I gravitate a lot of the time to quieter indie films that have like really good characters that you can root for.
Yeah,
and this has that. Like I had said in my review, my biggest negative was that they made the villains kind of over the top, and they didn't need to be, because Brian is so likable and he's so pure and nice that
anybody else is the villain anyway. yeah.
I mean, if somebody was just rude, they stand out as just polar opposites. So this, I hope that it's coming out to purchase very soon because I cannot wait to get my eyeballs on it again.
Nice.
It is, so wonderful.
Cool. Let's hop on to our series. Do you want to start us off this time as I started last time?
Sure. This sucked. Let me just say that. This was
this was way harder.
Way harder. I have narrowed my honorable mentions to 3.
I put 4, so
fair enough. I have 9 or 10 in my list of honorable mentions, so I've narrowed it down to 3. And I think this one we might even like. Oh wait, I forget. Anyway, okay. Number 5 is the Amazon sci-fi-ish noir western Outer Range with Josh Brolin.
I haven't finished this, so I don't
okay.
know.
It mixed results or mixed reviews from people. You know, some found it very boring. Others were absolutely sucked into it. I was one of those that was sucked into it. I had a blast with it, and just the intrigue that is built and the scheming, conniving, and the mystery within there. Like, I think
hopefully
I know where
it's not cancelled,
dude.
Because seriously, don't do it. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. All right. My number 5, and let me tell you, I struggled with this. I really... Okay. Stranger Things Season 4. I thought it was...
Oh, nice.
I thought it was a phenomenal series. It ended on a high. When I started out, I wasn't sure. It was going places, and I was like, you're taking your time a bit. But as each episode kind of did its own thing, really, as part of it felt almost like individual stories, but they were furthering the plot. And then we got to that halfway break, and I was like, man, why did you do that? Those last 2 episodes wrap everything up in a way I wasn't expecting, give me such a big whoa, and keep me on a 2.5 hour, especially that last episode, just tense the whole way through. Just don't let it up, except for the new character that the pizza guy.
Argyle. My dude.
If it wasn't for Argyle, I probably wouldn't have breathed for the 2.5 hours of that finishing all those storylines. It was just amazing. I loved it. Loved it. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. My number 4, another Amazon series, The Boys. The evisceration of right-wing America. Oh my gosh, through satire.
It speaks to you.
I have been loving watching the tweets and everything of people like when they finally realize that they are the villains that The Boys has been making fun of. I don't know how you missed it. I don't know how you didn't see it. How you did but whatever. Okay. And oh my gosh, it's so good. The satire in this show is incredible. And I mean, I had rewatched before season 3 came out. I rewatched the last couple of episodes of season 2. And even though they are like, I don't know, 1.5 years, 2 years old, it was like they were written a month ago. It was insane. And just, punch after punch. Characters you love to hate, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I hate too. I hate it that I felt some sympathy for Homelander in this season. That I was like, it made me very conflicted, and I didn't like it. But that speaks to the quality of the writing and the way that the show is able to execute these characters, and then the actors for bringing it. So
nice. Okay, my number 4, Shining Girls.
How did I not?
And the only reason it's at number 4 is because when we dissected it, there was some stuff that just didn't quite sit right.
Sure.
And didn't quite fit. But as an experience of a one-time story that kept blowing my mind with each episode and kept me guessing as well, I was like, this is enthralling. And the acting is phenomenal. Jamie Bell's amazing. And obviously our protagonist, she is incredible.
Moss.
Elizabeth Moss, yeah. Yeah, such a ride. Loved every episode.
Awesome. Okay, so my number 3, which is funny enough, I watched the entire series this year because I had been behind and had never seen it, and it ended this year. The Last Kingdom.
Oh, right, yeah.
I
don't even have...
I had a lot. See? Yep, I know. I had a lot of fun with it. I mean, does it have some issues throughout? Yeah. But it's even rote and predictable in spots. And sometimes it get like some of Uhtred's, his arcs become
what are you
a little
doing, Uhtred?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just a little tiresome. Like, dude, stop. But I was engaged. I mean, I was intrigued. I was like, couldn't get through the series fast enough. It was just like,
yeah. When characters die, you shout at the screen. You're
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of them you're like, you better not kill, X off because
sure.
Yeah.
Nice. Great choice. Yeah. I think we binged the whole lot kind of round about the same time to get ready for the final season. And we were like, why have we been sleeping on this? This is so good.
How did I miss this? What in the world? Yes.
Yeah. It's a great choice. Okay, so my number 3, Pachinko. Good gravy. The storytelling and the cinematography alone in this will have you in tears, I think. Episode 1 will have you in tears, so never mind. Like, my goodness. And then it just builds from generation to generation. It's a very interesting look at the issues that were very real and still real. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm not surprised, but you told me they'd been picked up for, is it 2 and 3 season? Or was it just 2?
It's definitely at least 2. I'm not sure if number 3 or not.
Okay, but yeah. So, amazing story.
Nice. I need to finish it. I'm like 3/4 of the way through, I think.
Nice.
And it's a slower story.
It is a slow burn.
Rich though.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like each episode is almost its own story.
Yeah.
It feels very epic in nature.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. I love the way that they are telling the story. That's oof. Okay. Well, my number 2 is also an Apple original, and it is Severance.
I have this in my honorable mentions. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
Tough.
I mean, just like I was uncomfortable through the first several episodes before. Well, actually the whole time, really, because it has this weirdness to it and an unsettling tone where I don't necessarily know. And then once I do know, that's when my brain starts putting all to the what ifs and the, oh my gosh, this is terrible. And that season finale, what the crap? Didn't see it coming. Oh my goodness.
But the filmmaking alone is genius. The angles that it films at makes you uncomfortable. The lines of the sets that it focuses on, it's all so arty, but everything has a reason for being there. So by the time you get to an uncomfortable thing that they want to show you, you're just like, stop it.
Yeah. That maze that they get to just to get to the office of just a hallway. There's no doors. It's a hallway. What in the crap? Yeah. Beautiful.
Good choice. My number 2. This is a new anime from Netflix, and it's one I wasn't expecting. When you look at the cover, the thumbnail, this looks like it should be for 5 years old and lower. It looks like a preschool, kindergarten Netflix anime, and they do some of that, and they're cute and fun. However, every single one of these episodes will make you cry at some point. It's so real and visceral. Of course, I'm talking about Kotaro Lives Alone. My comments on I have probably over 200 comments, and every single person was not expecting this. Why is my heart ripped out? Didn't see that coming. I just want to protect Kotaro. It hit people on an emotional level that I don't think people were expecting. Great storytelling.
Nice. I have to check this out. I remember you telling me about it, and it's the one thing that makes me hesitant is just I'm not sure I'm ready for the emotional heft that I'm going to have to
but
do
it's not quite
watch.
what you're expecting it to be. It's not like, oh, this is depressing. It's just you're realizing what it means.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. Okay. So the zombie high school series, All of Us Are Dead, which they're coming out
Also
with a
mine.
second season, which I don't
You're not
totally
too sure
understand.
about.
But yeah. This one, tragically for me, was canceled, and I'm very upset with it, but it is Archive 81. I loved it. I was sucked in. I know not everybody enjoyed it, but I thoroughly loved it. And then this is a series that you told me about that I was like, it wasn't even on my radar. And it is Eternally Confused and Eager for Love. This Indian rom-com that is in English, and it is so quirky and weird, and I laughed in every single episode.
It's very quirky.
It is, yeah, and it's just so witty and funny, and I'm so glad that you told me about it, because I don't even think I knew about it at all. Like, not even like, oh, maybe I'll see it. It was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So, yeah.
Nice. So from the ones you haven't mentioned on my honorable list, Peacemaker.
Oh,
Was that this
my
year?
gosh.
Pretty sure.
That was, yes.
Yeah. And I loved every single episode.
That was so good.
It was so much fun. I had a lot of fun. And the intro alone deserves, the theme intro deserves all the awards.
Well, and the character arc that they take him
gosh.
on. So good. Right?
You love to hate him, and then yet at the end you're like, you love to love him. It's a massive character arc. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah. Slow Horses.
Oh my gosh.
Gary Oldman and his team are phenomenal in this, and I'm so glad it's getting another season. So that's great.
This is getting the 2 more seasons, I believe.
This is the 2 more seasons. Yeah. Great. Looking forward to this. My last honorable mention, which you haven't been able to see yet because it's not in the US, but the Lazarus Project. My goodness, some of the best TV you're likely to see in a long time. So entertaining, and a nice original touch on the timey-wimey stuff. So
nice. And this is on Sky, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Cool. So your
number one, which you've already listed, but Stranger Things season 4.
Yeah, I totally get it.
It was a little weird. Like at the beginning, and this is why the danger of making an opinion, forming an opinion too soon in a series. You know what I mean? That
Obi-Wan is classic.
Yeah, that it felt like our characters, they're all off on. I mean, the story and our characters are spread out, and they're on all of these different side quests. But it then comes together. The whole arc as a whole, as they converge and they are working together in separate locations, and destroying. I mean, I can't even speak. I mean, the final episode, to destroy 2 characters like that, what the crap? 2 characters that we love, then just it.
I don't know that'll be over Max anytime soon.
Yeah, my son and I were talking, and maybe you and I had talked about this also, but a very disturbing thing that I could see happening is that Vecna uses Max's body as the on-Earth persona. Can you imagine the group having to go against their friend?
Yeah, I mean, that's we talked about that last week. I think that's the way I would write it. I don't want it, but if I was the writers, that's what I would do, because she's just a shell. 11 has shown there's nothing in there. We know 11 has manifested a new power, which is cool. But if she is just the vegetable on life support, then she's ripe for the picking for the upside down, which is now right side up, to
devastating. Oh, I'm excited. The biggest bummer is that we have to wait a considerable amount of
Probably
time.
2.5 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we did get to see a sword-wielding hero fight a Russian demigorgon.
Yes. So good.
So, a bit of trivia for you. That
Yes.
sword
Uh-huh.
is Conan's sword, the original.
Oh, is it
from the
really?
movie. Yeah. Well, I think one of the Duffer brothers had it, and so they gave it to him, and he got to wield the sword. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so
Yeah.
good.
It makes it even more because of 80s nostalgia.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So much fun. My number one, which you've mentioned already, and I just kept quiet, Archive 81 was my favorite. It reminded me of the sort of series that we were so in love with the people doing this.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And when they announced the cancellation, I was gutted because I really wanted more of this world. And I tried listening to the podcast and I just can't get into it.
I couldn't either.
So, yeah, I really wanted more of this world like they did it. So, my favorite series, but it feels like Firefly all over again. It was ahead of its curve and people just didn't get it. So, I didn't watch a lot. Or they just didn't promote it as much as it needed to. Well, they needed to.
Yeah, it's so disappointing because that was, because this came out at the beginning of the year, right? Like in January, I think. And like it was a great way to start off the year.
Such a great way. It was like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Disappointing.
Very disappointing.
Well, okay. Well, let us know. What are on your top movies and series that you've watched? Let us know in the comments. That would be, I'd be, very curious at what makes it, because there's a crap ton of content out, and I know that we're not even. I mean, we had to whittle it down just for time.
Yeah,
but
barely scratching the surface. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So, yeah, let us know. Like, share, subscribe. Ruben with the Ruby Tuesday, Chris with Movies and Munchies. You can always tweet at us at Best We Watched. You can also check out our podcast, which this one won't have necessarily an extended edition, but we normally do that. You can listen anywhere you listen on podcasts. If you just search the best thing we watched this week, you will find it. And if you head over and listen there, if you could rate and review us, we would really appreciate that. And finally, we have a Patreon opportunity at patreon.com/thebeardedones. And good gravy, there is a ton of stuff on there. You'll even see probably where we do a movie quote quiz off. Is that the right way? I don't know if that sounded weird, but we challenge each other. And there's all kinds of discussions on there, from travel to our current state of what we think of media and how movies are progressing, to even spoiler reviews. So it's all a bunch in there. We invite you to check that out. See if you would like to partake and support us in that way, because it does help out the channel and cover some of the production costs that go into making this. So with that, we thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Take care.